Can you hear the music?
Can. Very good.
A lot of people can't hear it. This is way better music, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's amped up.
I like this.
I just want like a lighter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome back to another episode of On the Throne with Dick. And shout out to Sergeant Boychuk for that incredible intro and outro music there. And it's got Nicolette over here just like, it's better than a Red Bull. And she's hyped. She's ready to go. And so shout out to Sergeant Boychuk. And on this week's episode, we have someone over here who's, scratching to start. See what I did there? Holy shit. Oh, wow. Itching. Should have said itching. That might have been a little better. Itching to start. I fucked it up. Let's start again.
Okay, re-go. Listen to music again.
All right.
Oh, okay.
No. There we go. Special guest is Nicolette, a.k.a. Mud Sloot. What's up?
Hi. Nothing. Hanging out in a hotel in Athabasca.
Same. I'm not in Athabasca. I'm in North Battleford. I think you have it much better than I do.
I've never been to North Battleford, but I don't think I would want to come back to Athabasca.
So North Battleford is like the Winnipeg of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I probably have it better.
You are either doing the stabbing. What's that?
Oh, or there's a Boston Pizza and a Chev dealership, but no stabbing so far.
Okay, are you staying at the Super 8?
No.
Okay, I stayed at the Super 8 last time I was in Athabasca.
I'm at the Days Inn. I'm assuming this won't be out.
Yeah, no one's gonna come and find you.
I'll be here, so
yeah. This
it's not
will go
weird
out
to be like.
Yeah, this will go out in like 3 weeks. Hopefully you're not there, and if you are, what room number are you in for everyone listening?
Yeah. So.
You know who lives in Athabasca, right?
No.
Do you know the Canadian, the talking Yoda doll?
Yeah.
He lives in Athabasca. Yeah. When I was in Athabasca, him and I hung out for like 4 hours in my hotel room, and I'm pretty sure someone stole my shoes. Because he was there, Blinker Fluid Blake or Lucas Duncan, he was there because he lives in Athabasca. Who else? There's a couple of good TikTokers that live in Athabasca that were in my hotel room and my shoes mysteriously disappeared.
That's kind of funny though. Like that's a good story. Like
yeah, I got the exact same pair now because I hid it from my wife for a little while. Because like
shoes.
Yeah, they were brand new, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I don't know where my shoes are. I just wore my Crocs everywhere, and she's like, "You hate Crocs," and I was like, "Yeah, well, not today." All right, and then, and then I'm like, "Yeah, someone stole them." So she made me keep calling the Super 8 in Athabasca, being like, "Hey, you got my shoes?" And I'm pretty sure like either one of those guys stole it, or the housekeeping found it and was like, "Oh, these fit," and put them on. So one way or the other.
You're missing shoes. Athabasca. Don't leave them out. Noted.
Yeah, don't do that. Especially if you're gonna have Blinker Fluid Blake or the Canadian at your hotel room.
Yeah. Okay.
I suggest you invite. I suggest you go hang out with one or both of them. They're both solid dudes.
Oh, I'll go get wings or something.
Yeah,
I don't know how long I'm here for. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, pack for 5 days, and then you pack for like a couple weeks because if you're going for 5 days, you might as well pack for 2 weeks. And then now that we're like on site working, I'm like, oh no, this one might be a long haul. Might not, but I'm like looking at what I packed. I'm like, oh, shorts, tank top, and it's rained every day. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Perfect.
I guess it's my first time.
Is there a swimming pool there?
I don't know. Maybe.
So if you
the hotel doesn't smell like pool, so I probably not.
If you ever come to North Battleford, if you ever stay here, suggest the Tropical Inn. It's super
Okay.
ghetto, but there's a sauna, a beautiful hot tub, and 2 killer water slides. You just got to ignore the blood stains everywhere
Yeah,
else.
just
And yeah, you just got to ignore the blood stains. That's all you got to do.
there's a hotel in White Court that has like a good sauna. The Micro Hotel. I like that
Oh,
hotel a bit.
I
Right?
love the microtel. I helped build a microtel in Fort St. John,
Really?
and we stayed there for like free. So like it was like because we helped build it.
Yeah.
So man, the nicest hotel I think I've ever stayed at is the microtel.
Well, the rooms are small, obviously, Micro Hotel, but like they're cozy. The
Yeah,
showers are good. Like it's a nice hotel. Like
and a
I
giant
like
ass
that.
TV.
Yes, and so that and Holiday Inn are like my top. Holiday Inn hotels, the bedding, like the linen at every Holiday Inn is the same and it is so good.
Yep.
But like anytime they're like you stay in Holiday Inn, I'm like, yes.
So
Never, never.
my favorite kind of hotels, no matter how ghetto they are like motels where you can park right off your room.
Mm-mm.
You can have bed bugs. Hold on, I'm not gonna go that far, but you could have kind of sort of like dead bed bugs that are not alive anymore. You could have blood stains. Like hookers have definitely been murdered
Yeah.
here, and that just put the E on the YouTube video. Sweet. So you could have hookers that were murdered here, and people that have hung themselves from the rafters. NSFW, trigger warning. Sorry. As long as I can park off my room, we're good.
You're good.
I can ignore that body just swinging in the wind there.
You're like it's decor. They just didn't take down the Halloween decorations. It's fine.
Exactly. Oh, this was a haunted house last year. Don't worry about it and ignore the
Don't worry
smell.
about it. But my
Forget
truck's
about
right
it.
there.
Yeah. Hey, I can look. I got one right here. That's the door to the truck.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Listen. This hotel sucks, but my truck is right there.
My truck is right there. And you roll out of bed and literally just hop right in.
That's pretty much how it goes. And I've never been in a room with one bed before, so this is great.
Ooh. I like having the 2 beds only because then I put all my shit on one bed.
Yep.
And I put my stuff back in my suitcase before this, but like usually it's just like sprawled everywhere. And then, yeah, like it's everywhere. And then I'll eat in like my like stuff bed. So I'll eat like my pizza. So I have the crumbs in my stuff bed. I have like everything just sprawled everywhere. And then I have like my sleeping bed where I can like go to sleep and not have to move all my stuff.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
What's your
I love
favorite
it.
camp? What's your favorite camp that you've ever been to?
Rainbow Lake Silvertip,
Really?
which is the bed. I got a double bed, a huge bathroom. Like that was the best camp room I've ever been in. Like probably not the best camp, but the best camp room. Like I had 4 pillows. I've slept so well, and that's how I started this year. Is I was in like first job of 2023, went up to Rainbow Lake, and that camp room was unmatched.
My
Very, very good.
favorite camp is probably the one at Fort Hills, Mount Robson. It was built in the blast zone. They built Mount Logan down from there afterwards. It had team sports in the gym like every day,
Oh,
but
Jackfish.
Thursday and Saturdays were ball hockey. Fridays was basketball. Sundays was dodgeball. That got dangerous. They had yoga classes. They had yoga classes. They had spin classes. They had an all-you-can-eat pizza bar every single night. And every room had its own Wi-Fi, and it was incredible. Incredible camp.
If I could play dodgeball against my coworkers, I feel like a lot of my problems would be resolved. Like imagine just like being on site, like not even just coworkers, but like being on site with everyone and then going back to camp and being like, oh yeah, we're getting this all out right now. And just like dodgeball to like
Oh yeah.
smart.
Well, even the guys on your own team, right? because we're all working together. And so I went to go throw the ball and it slipped out of my hand before I released it, and it hit the guy on my own team in front of me. He picks it up, he turns around point blank, just whips it as hard as he could, and he's a lineman. He like big ass arm, whips it as hard as he could. I had a welt on my back like this for like a week. It hurt. And these guys, it didn't matter. You know, like dodgeball, neck and below counts. Anything above the neck didn't. Nah. You try playing with a bunch of blue collar workers with pent up energy. You're done.
Exactly. You're done.
You got your PPE on. I hope you brought your hard hat to the game, guys, because this ain't fire. This isn't friendly, and it's a free for all. There are no teams.
Possible to the death.
Pretty much. Oh shit. So you're fresh off your son's third birthday?
Yeah, he just turned 3.
What day was his birthday?
July 28th.
Oh, okay. So the party was like a day or two later. 2 days later.
2 days after the 30th. Yeah.
I wish I could have been there. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It was so fun. Like your daughters are so cute. Like they were dressing up. One of them put on like a military like jacket and stuffed her dress in it, like her puffy dress. It was like a zip up jumper. And was wearing a police hat and ran over to the older daughter. And she's like, "No, these are my friends. Go away." Like, it was just like they're like full on sister fighting, and I was just laughing. I'm like, this is so cute. Like this is adorable. Like they're so tiny and just like, just super.
Aurora's going to jail. Aurora's going to jail one day. I can't wait. When we lived in Calgary and everywhere else we ever lived, they shared a room together, and now they have their own room. Right. And they wanted that. They were happy. But 2 days ago, we had to put them back together. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be back together, and they weren't sleeping. They haven't slept well in like over a month. And they're like, we want our own room again, or we want to be together again.
Our room.
Yeah. So they're back together and they're sleeping.
Oh, that's like when you separate twins and then they like just a sibling bond.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic, and you know the mess they make together. It's still not one person's fault, or still not the other one's fault. It's always this one's fault, right? And geez, I don't know.
One, and it's never his fault. So
never. You can catch him red-handed. Wasn't me. It was the dog.
Yeah, he'd be like, "No." I'm like, "Do you have slime on your head?" "No." "Okay, cool."
Yeah. Did you get slime?
Sure.
Did you get slime for his birthday?
Oh yeah.
Casey
I
asked
told
me.
People.
Yeah. Casey asked me what to get him, and that's when I texted you, and then I was like, you said slime, and I'm like, get him slime, right? And she didn't. I was so like, just you should have got slime, return that favor that someone did to us, right? And yeah,
pass it on. He got like I think 2 things of slime, and the thing he got most was kinetic sand, which is way better than slime. Like, It's satisfying. First of all, it doesn't get everywhere. He likes it. He's really into like construction equipment right now. So like excavators and like, diggers, and like he loves them. Like he loves it. So now he has this big pile of sand and just like plays around with some dynos and some machinery, and he's loving it.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
So I wanted to have you on the podcast, right? I wanted to have you on beforehand, and there's a reason why it didn't work out. And I wanted Casey, and Casey also wanted to be here. She wanted to be the co-host, I guess, for when you were on, but you know she's gonna be busy for the next little while, and she said, hey, if you need to do it, just do it. I'm like, all right, well we're gonna have you on again, I'm sure, with Casey, because Casey loves you.
That'll be fun. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, and so I wanted to have you on because I don't know if you know, if you probably heard, I'm celebrating the Blue Collar ladies in August. Yes. Right? We're all the episodes in August are Blue Collar ladies. We're gonna do it, and if we have to go into September, we will. If we have to get through them, if we have to put out bonus episodes in August, we'll do it. Fuck it, I don't care. But I wanted you on. I needed you to be here, and like you're an inspiration to so many as people. At the beginning of the month, you know, episodes, there's 3 or 4 coming out before this one.
Yeah. Oh, I lost you. Okay, there
I'm
you go.
back. I'm
Hi.
back. Hi. And so there's 3 or 4 coming out before this one, and they've all mentioned you as people, as someone that they love your content, and as a blue collar female in a male driven industry, you're someone that they love to see. So
I literally have goosebumps. That's
that's
cool.
that,
It's
that it. Yeah.
it's very neat and like interesting. I'm like super grateful that people like me. I don't know, like in a not even like me, but like respect me in like a blue collar world, and yeah,
Well,
very very cool.
they all bring up the nails, right? They're all like, hey, you know what? Like, you know what? Like sometimes you gotta be a woman. You gotta dress
Yeah.
up. You gotta feel like yourself. Oh
Yes.
no, did you break one?
Yeah, I didn't actually realize I broke it till the end of the day. I was like, oh, well, that's gone, so it didn't hurt.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you
Does that doesn't happen too often though, right? You don't often break them. Eh,
ending like I break them the most by slamming them indoors.
yeah.
That's how they break. Uh, doors on the truck, doors at home. I break them more at home than I do at work because I know how to work with them because I'm always working. But then I go home and I don't know how to be at home with them because I'm like, ugh, what are these things? But yeah, they break. They break for sure.
You know where
And then I
else you
just
break them? You break them ripping the egos of men everywhere.
that was good. I like that one.
Yeah, no, I just thought of that. I was like, hey, that's good. You should
That
say
is a
that.
good one. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say that.
you just
When I steal that for a
shred.
TikTok in like a week, I'm gonna be like, wow.
Yes, do it. I
Well,
Yeah. How do you work with those nails? The same way I work with using them to tear open your ego.
so like I don't know, 2021 while I was on the pipeline, uh, someone commented, how do you or something about my nails or when do you break a nail or like, and I was like, the only time I break a nail was when I'm finger banging your mom, and
Oh,
that was my first TikTok like violation. I was like, oh, got taken down. I was like, am I gonna lose my TikTok? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I was terrified. So then I had to make another one, like another reply video, and I was like, only time I like break out, they get in the way is when I'm finger loving your mom. Like it was ridiculous.
I love
Now
it.
that guy didn't take it like some people get so butthurt. He didn't take it butthurt at all. He still comments on my stuff. It's still like it was funny. I
That's
was like, this
that's
one's good.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
When they could actually take the joke.
I'm still here. You can hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Someone
I
keeps
can hear you.
calling me, and my phone is on do not disturb, so I don't know how that's happening.
I should do
Can you
that.
still hear me?
Yeah. I could wait. Not right now.
Hold on 1 second.
I could hear you now, but not see you.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, it's a work call, and I'm like sitting over here, pretty kind of annoyed by it, but like it's an important work call, and I keep
Yeah.
ignoring it. I'm like, hey, I'm in this room. You need those keys? You come get them. Yeah, they're around here somewhere.
You're like, find them. Good luck.
so so like, how did you get in to like the oil patch? How long have you been in the oil patch for? First of all,
8 years.
nice.
So a while. I got in the old-fashioned way. My dad. Um, so he had me out on a shutdown, and I sat in a PPE trailer and handed out PPE, and then climbed up. He worked doing like catalyst, so I'd climb the towers and bring the guys freezies. So I would do 800 steps, give them freezies, climb down, watch Game of Thrones. Did that on a 24 and 4. First time staying at camp. My first shift ever was night shift. Like it was, that's what I did. And then I made some really good money.
Yep.
And then I went home. I went back to bartending. And then that lasted like a month and a half. And then I had an interview at Clean Harbors for a hydrovac. I did not know what a hydrovac was. I didn't know anything. I was just like, I made good money. I have my tickets. Here I am. Started hydrovacing and stuck with it until present day. So yeah, and then hydrovac
Nice.
to like tank or vessel cleaning and shutdowns, and then that turned into tank cleaning. Tank cleaning turned into supervising. Supervising turned into like tank cleaning supervising turned into like hydrovac project supervising. That turned into like emergency response supervising, like still like backtrack stuff. And that's where I am now.
This is why you're an inspiration to all the ladies, right? You're showing them, hey, you can move up. You can do it.
If you just stick with it and show up to work and don't complain about stupid, like, don't complain, like, ugh, I say that in like a weird way. Don't complain, like, oh, this person's giving me a hard time. Give them a hard time back. Like,
Hell yeah.
oh, like, people are
People
so
respect
afraid.
that more.
Yeah. Like, it's you gotta push a little bit. You like, and I'm on a couple Facebook groups and someone made a post today asking like, how do I get the guys to like, I did this big job and they're like condescending to me, like, oh wow, I'm surprised you got that done. One of my favorite things to say lately is if someone's like, oh, you're really good for a girl, I'm like, I wait a week or two and I'm like, wow, you're such a hard worker, you know, for a guy. Like, oh, you back that trailer up so well, you know, for a man. Like, you just gotta give it back a little bit, but
Yep.
not in a bitchy way, in a funny way. They get the hint eventually, but
Oh
you gotta
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the more like start in my first of all, this is very situational. You have to know who you can be sarcastic with and at what time you can be sarcastic. But I am like a sarcastic ass most of the time when it's appropriate. And people love that. And like when people give you kind of like sass, like up at that Rainbow Lake job I was talking about earlier, someone asked like, "Oh, did you break any nails today?" And I was like, "Just one."
Oh, ayo. Oh, your sound broke out. Your sound's gone there. Hold on. Are you there?
Sorry, I'm getting.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Someone else that knew me from when I very first started, like years ago, was like, "Oh, she's been around a while. Like, don't try that with her. Like, you set the standard of like, you don't fuck with me. Don't like I'm gonna show off. I'm gonna work. I'll do my thing. Leave me alone. Don't be creepy. Like, as long as you like aren't engaging in some like, don't be sleeping around. Don't show up super hungover. Be willing to work. Like, be willing to learn. Be willing to know like you're not always right, which was very hard for me to kind of like, oh, like I don't know everything. Once you kind of get that stuff down, like you're gonna get respected.
Yep. Yep.
No matter what.
100%.
You can have like the nails, the pink hard hat. You can show up with whatever, like flashes. And this could be for guys too. You could show up, and as long as you do the work, you will be respected. You will stick around if you are ready and willing to work. And if you aren't willing to work, people are going to laugh at you. People are going to tear you apart for any little thing, like
Yep.
everything. So be willing
Yep.
to work and you'll be good.
Well, the respect thing for men amongst each other too is kind of close to the same thing. The married guys, anyways, are the guys who are faithful. Which, for the most part, that's everyone. You get your bad apples.
Literally everyone,
right?
Yeah.
Right? Literally everyone. You hear all this shit about like, oh, cheating. It's running rampant in the oil patch. It runs rampant everywhere if you look for it. Right?
Yep.
If you're gonna hang out in those circles, you're gonna find it. Right?
Yeah.
It like the alcoholics. If you go to the bar, you're gonna find it. If you're going to a crack den, you're gonna find it. Right? Yeah. So like the guys that are doing that, if you find a guy that's like cheating all the time and it doesn't reflect your core values, right? You're not gonna respect him. And there's a couple guys that over the years, probably like 2 or 3 guys in 12 years that is like, no, I can't. Like, if you didn't do that, maybe we could have some
Yeah.
conversations or whatever, but like I can't surround myself with people like you. You know what I mean? Same with the guys that I've known maybe, geez, that, hundreds of guys I've worked with over the years, and only maybe 5 or 6 I've known to actually be drug addicts and come to work doing it. And it's like,
Mm.
no, no, I'm not gonna hang out with you after work. I'm not gonna drive you anywhere to go get it. I'm not gonna be your DD for that. There was one guy who was trying to change, and he was a solid guy. He went into rehab, and he came out. And one night, I was his DD. He wanted to have a couple drinks, and that was fine. He wasn't an alcoholic, so
Yeah.
like I drove him around, and he made a phone call, and I know who he made the phone call to, because, and I don't even have to do it to know, but he was notorious around that area, right? And he's like, "Hey, man, you got to drop me off here. I need you to drop me off there. I need to go somewhere." I'm like, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not gonna. Listen, I know you're trying to recover, and I know like that's a mistake you're gonna make, and that's a road you don't want to go down. And he got mad. He's like, "I said, fucking drop me off here, man. I'll punch you in the head, yada yada yada." And I'm like, "How about this? I'll drop you off a few blocks away from there,
And you
and
can walk
and you
for
can
like
walk there and think about your decision on your way there. And if you get there beforehand and you decide not to do it, call me. But if you get there and you want to do it, yeah, hey, you had time to think about it on your walk, man. You know what I mean?" And so I dropped him off at the store, and I went on my
Mhm.
way. And the next day, he called me up. He's like, "Hey, I just want to apologize for last night." He's like, thanks for just trying to be a friend, or whatever, a helping hand." I'm like, "Yeah, man. Hey, and I don't even want to know if you made that decision or not. Just I hope you're okay. And he turns out he didn't make that decision. He called a cab at the store and went back to camp. So yeah,
That's good. Back to like when it's like, oh, it's not everybody. And like this like just thought about like this like stupid like fucked up perception where I've had this conversation with friends like within the last months where they're like, oh, that guy's probably on his like third divorce, or that guy looks like he's paying all this money, or that guy is like this, blah blah blah. Like, oh, every oil field story I hear about, like everyone's like divorced, lost all their stuff, where that's not the reality. Like,
no,
sure, some people are. Sure, some people do. But the reality is most people, and like especially like more like grown up people, are in like happy relationships, or like have good relations with their kids, don't have drug problems, aren't like out getting shit faced every night. They are literally going to work, going to their hotel room and going to sleep, and then going to work, going to hotel room, going to sleep, and then going home. Like,
yep, yep.
it's very functional people where there's such a bad rep still, and I think that it's just going to continuously be a bad rep. Like, I don't know if that's going to change.
I was looking back at the comments of one of my videos here earlier, from like last winter, and it just popped up, and I was like, okay. I was scrolling back and read the comments, and Buddy's like, "Oh yeah, because they're all you oil field workers are broke, because it all goes up your nose, or in a bottle somewhere." And it's like, man, I don't drink. Oh, it was staying up late. It was that one I did recently. Actually, it wasn't from last winter. It was that one where it was the Matthew McConaughey video where he's like, "It's a whoopsie doodle. It doesn't exist. Forget about it. It's sleep, right?" And because I said, when the new guy asked when we get time to sleep,
Yeah.
and Buddy commented, "Oh yeah, well, you don't need to sleep when you're always on cocaine, or you're always doing this." And I'm like, "Okay, bud. Well, like, I've been in it for 12 years. I've never touched drugs, and I barely drink. I have like a drink once every other month, maybe. And my idea of a drink is a cap full of whatever's in there, and the rest of the cup is like pop,
Yeah.
right? And
Just
I
like
feel it.
soda, spicy soda. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I've recently started getting into, and by recently I mean I had 2 drinks out of it in 3 months. Crown Peach.
oh, yeah, that's good.
That is good. I got it at a
I like,
hotel bar in Drayton.
yeah, Crown Peach is good. Crown Apple, I also really like.
Oh,
But
I've never had that. And before, I was only into liqueur. Di Serono. I have a bottle of Di Serono in my house that's missing like 2 mouthfuls out of it. And that's from like 2 years ago.
When I work like a bunch of hours, like I just did a 40-day hitch in Vancouver. It was insane. But when I come home from working that much, like if I'm just working like like a normal job, like on a hydrovac, like whatever, swamping, and then I come home, I'm like, oh, like I'll have some wine, I'll have some White Claws. When I'm coming home from like a supervising, like mentally straining like hitch, I come home and I'm like, I want water and I want sleep. Like I am not like wasting my few days at home. Like I don't want to be drunk. I don't want to be drinking. I don't want to be drunk. Like I'll go out with my friends like one night and then the rest of the time I'm like, no, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
no, thank you. Like I
Yeah.
want to sit on my couch. I haven't sat on my couch in a month and a half. I want to sit on my couch. I want to cuddle my kid. I want to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and then I want to go back to work. Like
I want to watch Bluey. Bluey's where it's at.
I haven't gotten into Bluey yet.
You haven't watched Bluey yet?
No.
Oh my god! So Bluey's more for the parents. Bluey's like, and it's not like dirty or anything like that. No dirty humor, but like it's some adult humor in there, and adult humor means like it's above kids' heads, right? And oh my god, Bluey's fantastic.
I try. I ask him. I see it come up, but like my kid is very stubborn. Like it's his way or it's not happening. So
yeah, Rory too.
And then
Bluey's on the new season of Bluey. I think just hit Netflix. I think, and I've watched most of it. There's like 35 episodes, and I'm like, I crush him in here, man. I watch Bluey here. I was just like, Bluey legit makes me chuckle. It's like this is great.
I'm gonna download it. I'll watch it when I can. I keep seeing like it's good for the parents, and I'm like,
Yep.
And I'm getting real tired of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, well yeah. There's only so much Roadster Racers you can watch.
Like at work, like I'll like be putting something in the truck and like put it in, put it in. Like moving the boot, going up. Miss fucking Rachel.
Bluey's really good for kind of making you feel inadequate as a parent if you don't think you're a good parent, like Bandit and what the hell's the dad? There's Bandit and I think Bandit's the dad. I can't remember the mom's name. So Bandit and the other one are Bluey's parents, and like they're amazing parents. Like I wish I had parents like that. I know it's a cartoon TV show, but like I want to be that. I strive to be those kind of parents. I want to be that for my kid. I almost feel bad when I'm watching. I'm like, damn, my kid wanted to play hide and go seek, and I was just like, not now, right? Like, and Bluey's just like they struggle with it. They're just like, I am so annoyed right now, right? And but they don't say that, and you just, it's funny. It's really funny.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Just put it on. And just tune him out because he'll just sit down and watch it probably eventually. so like how long have you've been in for 8 years? How long have you worked on the vac side of things?
7 years and 11 months.
Oh, so you were the gopher for freezies for basically like 5 months
or 1-2 shifts.
Okay.
I think 2 shifts. So 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, somewhere in there. And then hydrovac from the start, and I stuck on a hydrovac. And I stayed hydrovacking purely to be petty. And there was one guy, and I think I've told this before, there was one guy at my company that got hired the same day I did, and I hated him. So all I wanted to do, the only reason I stuck around was just to stick there longer than he did. Was just, I showed up just to work harder than he would every day for like 4 months, 3-4 months. He quit. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll find someone else. And I found someone else. And I was like, I'm sticking around just to outlast you. And then I kept doing that until by the time I left my last company, there was one guy who stayed there longer than I had. So I was like the second, like longest employee, which is insane. but like that company is a very high turnover rates. Uh, and then it was purely like I literally just stuck around to be spiteful.
What about here? Is there anyone here you're trying to outlast?
No, I like everyone here, surprisingly.
I ran.
It's been good.
Sorry, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no,
I ran
ahead.
into one of the guys that work for. Can I say who you work for? Everyone knows who you work for.
Yeah, everyone knows I work at Orion. Yeah.
So I ran into an Orion guy at Secure in Fox Creek, and I saw his
Yeah.
coveralls. I'm like, oh hey man. He's like, what's up, Dick? And I'm like, how's it going, bro? He's like, oh, pretty good. And then he's like, love your videos. I'm like, that's cool. You work with someone who also has cool videos. He's like, shout out Mud Sloot. That's what he said. And I don't remember his name, but he's like, yeah, man, she's good shit. She's good shit. And I was like, yeah. I know that just from, videos. But like, it's different when, you know what I mean? Like you see people online and you're like, oh, that I love their videos. Good, solid person. But all you know is clips of them. But other people
Yes.
saying, hey, oh, that person's good people. That person is nice. That person is awesome. It's good to get that, outside of the internet.
Yeah. Like I feel like the people at work know like such a different me than everyone else in like my life where like my like online like TikTok and Insta and all that, like TikTok and Insta, that's it. Get like little clips but like refined, or like, oh, I want you to see this part, like I'm not showing you this. And at home, like my family sees like mom and like, oh, I'm being cozy and I'm in like my sundresses and like my pink jackets and my heels, and I'm very girly at home. And at work, I am a gremlin. Like I show up and I'm like wearing a blanket. Let's go. And I have like dirt in my hair for 3 days before. And they see me literally just for like such like a raw, pure me. Like very just like
Yep.
show up, work, eat snacks, maybe make a
Shout out
TikTok,
to the snacks.
get some dump dogs. Like I am
Oh yeah.
the dump dogs.
Like you talk about the hot dogs from like Secure and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They don't have them anymore.
Secure has really good. They have like vending machine snacks, right?
Yeah.
Like
The one in
they're always
Fox. The one in Fox. The vending machines are free now.
yeah. Every Secure I've been to lately, the vending machines have been free. And
Yeah.
then there's one in the city, HWS, like it's like hydrovac waste solutions.
Yeah.
Very good hot dogs, and they're bringing in taquitos. And then they have freezies, ice cream sandwiches, uh, and then like the one we're going to, like for this job, all beef hot dogs and barbecue sauce
God,
and
I love
dogs
that.
and like actual like puppies, like animal dogs on site. You go, you get some food, you get a freezie, you get some puppy snugs, you go back to work like in such a good mood.
The
Like,
South Taylor Secure in BC,
yeah,
out near Dawson. They have pizza pockets, they have Gatorade, they have taquitos, they have what else? They got a lot of good shit there. I feel so bad because when I walk in there after a long night shift, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. But I've been working all night. I'm grabbing a handful of pizza pockets and some taquitos
yeah,
at 7 o'clock in the morning,
no
and I'm
shame,
like,
none.
oh, no shame at all. Just devour it. Give me
Yep.
everything. Give me
Yeah.
everything. Give me one of everything, and you got in this place. Let's go.
I sometimes I have popcorn, but like I'll tell like my like friends who aren't in the industry, I'm like, yeah, I don't even pack a lunch some days. Like I'm notorious for not bringing a lunch. I'll bring some like fruit snacks, some Dunkaroos, a granola bar, a water, and my vape, and I'm like, let's go. Like hopefully it's not a long day, and just like wish and dream. And then if I get to go to disposal and they have food, I'm like, oh, I got a dump dog today, or I got like popcorn from the dump, and they don't know like the dump is like a normal, like we just go in and offload our hydrovac. They
Yeah.
think like a landfill, and they're like, why are you eating food from the landfill? No, that's like
Why
this is the
not?
best day.
So before Secure took over all of them, you had
Yeah,
Tervita, right? So Tervita and Secure. Okay, are you a Secure girl or a Tervita girl?
I really like Secure.
I was a Tervita guy.
Really?
I love Tervita. Tervita was way better than Secure. So I've come to like Secure. The guys at Secure are great. Most of them come over from Tervita, but Tervita was it for me, and they had way better hot dogs than Secure did. Way better hot dogs. At least the one in Fox Creek, anyways. I never got in trouble at Tervita. I got in trouble for making a video on Secure's pad, and I had to be reorientated because I don't follow rules, and they had to have a whole safety stand out because someone had their phone out on the pad, and
Oh,
oh yeah, it was
it
something
was like a
else.
thing.
It was a
I
thing.
haven't. I have never been to the Secure in Fox Creek though.
Oh my.
Yeah. So
Oh my.
yeah, I've sent a lot of guys to the one in Fox Creek, but I have never been to the one in Fox. I've been to the one down past the casino.
Yep.
I think like I don't know what that one's called. That one's very good. I like that one.
Down past the casino in White Court. So that one's like green something, right? It's called green something or something or another.
There's a Secure over there too.
Is there Secure over there? I know the one in Valley View, and then there's one by the dump. There's one in Knighton Junction. Good old Knighton Junction. They used to have popcorn. Yeah, they did, and then they got rid of it with COVID.
The one up by Rainbow Lake, that's Secure, very good. Like it's hard to get into, but it's very good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Secure.
So
I've never gotten shit Secure though.
Yeah. So as a supervisor, is your supervisor now still?
Yeah, so I just like supervise on projects as needed.
Yeah.
Uh,
How do you
then,
find? Sorry.
and then just in between, I hop back. I get asked a lot, like what is your job? What's your position? Who the fuck knows? So some days I supervise and some days I swamp. So it's kind of a weird dynamic, but I'll be on a job like running like a multi-million-dollar project, and then the next month I am digging a hole on a vac truck. So
Fuck it.
it just as needed, I'll go back on a truck, and whenever there's a big project like a tank clean or whatever other big projects we do, I go and do that.
Do you ever find that people have a hard time taking orders from a female, from a lady?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
100%. I'm pretty lucky with the guys I work with because they all know how I work and they all know my personality, and they know that I'm very big. I'm not going to ask someone to do something I wouldn't do. Especially when it comes to like the actual work. Like I'm not going to be like, hey, go do this. If I am not comfortable with myself doing it, I'm not asking you to do it.
Yeah.
I have had on projects having 10 pounds out, and they're kind of just like, yeah, whatever. And then a month in, they're like, after seeing me bust my ass in the tank as well, they're like, I respect you. I get it. And then after that, totally fine. So I don't make a habit out of like trying to prove myself. I'm just gonna show up and do my thing. And if you can respect it, respect it. If you can't, show me the respect as your supervisor, as your boss, for whatever. And if you can't do that, kindly leave. Like it's not I'm not begging someone to do their job. If you're here to work, you're here to work. If you're not here to work, don't be here. I don't know.
Have the claws ever had to come out like Logan? Have they had to... Oh no. Shit. That gets me all like, yes. Yes, do it.
So no, like I do have to be firm sometimes, but it's like a fine line of, I think, a problem or something that being a girl in the field, like if I'm a little grumpy, all women are bitchy. And if I'm having
everybody's bitchy, women and men.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Or if like I'm having an off day, all these blue collar girls, they aren't strong. Or I'm tired. Well, women can't just they can't make it. So I feel like sometimes and I'm sure lots of like blue collar ladies have the same not pressure, but I guess pressure of, you have to be on at all times, because if you're not, you can possibly give everyone like a bad name, or I don't really know how to explain that, but it's I have to be on, and I had to learn how to be firm without being like mean, or firm without being bitchy, or being firm in general. Like, not just like, hey guys, like, can you please, can you go do this? It's no, like, hey guys, like, this is what we need to get done today. Please go do it now. Or if they're chit chatty, like, let's go. Like, just like learning to assert my, like, be more assertive, I guess, in like a productive and helpful way was kind of challenging, but the guys are pretty good that I'm near.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's you know, like, I don't get why people expect women to just be like on their A game all the time. You know, I'm not on my A game all the time, right?
No.
Like, no, wait, like today, I phoned it in today, right? Like, but my 50% is still better than some people's 100, right? And we had a conversation. My boss and I had this conversation a long time ago where I was getting upset with people that he would have around me because like
Yeah.
they wouldn't put out like I did. And he's like, hey, man, he's like, you got to stop and think for a second how much less money they're making than you. You're expecting a lot out of people that are making way less. And there's a reason why workhorses wear blinders. And it's like, fuck, bro.
Why are you
Shit,
hitting
that's
me with that?
true, man. You just, I had to learn to be okay with it for a little bit. I wasn't, but like I had to just carry on. And
Mhm.
you know, but yeah, like today I phoned it in a little bit. I still gave it when I had to, but you know, I did all the work I had to do, but my job was to keep ahead of the equipment. They 8 years here, they've never caught me once, and I gotta like stay ahead. And if they catch up to me, it's a big deal. I'm holding up production, and they can never do it. And today, like I was going slow because I heard on the radio, I could hear on the chatter on the mic, they were having troubles, and the more troubles they have, the quicker I'm gonna
Oh,
get done. And
yeah.
who else, right? So I just took my time. I stopped, and we haven't had a job in the last like little while where we've had cell service on site. Like they like
Oh,
for a month we didn't have cell service on site, so we have it now. And like I may have stopped to look at TikTok a couple times. Right? I was just like, hey, what are we doing here today? And I and my boss, he knew what I was doing. He drove by once. He's like, how's it going over there, man? And I'm like, dude, I give her shit, but you guys are like way the hell back there. You know, you're not catching. He's like, stop and have your lunch, man. I don't care.
yeah.
And so when he says shit like that, I know for 8 years he's been trying to catch me,
It
right? And
happens.
he makes a game out of it. He offers people money if they can catch me, right? And they can't. They can't. Because when I see them coming behind me, like I'm working the road crew right now. So basically,
Yeah.
I'm going ahead banging in those yellow Davidson things in Saskatchewan. They have to be nailed to the ground. I nail them in Alberta too, so they don't come up. And so if I look back behind me and I see the paver up in the air and I can
Mhm.
see it, I'm stressed the fuck out because like they move a lot faster than I do. So I
Yeah.
give her, I just start going and giving her, right. And yeah, it was I've only looked back behind me once and thought, wow, these guys got me today. But he ran out of oil. They spray the oil, the emulsion. They ran out of oil about 300 meters behind me, and I'm like, holy shit. I thought for sure they were gonna catch me, but they didn't. And once they ran out of oil, they were done. I just put her into another gear and fucked off, and that was the last they saw me ever again.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. See you guys later. Hey, where can people find you on the socials? Just in case we're people
Um,
are should have done that before, but fuck it.
so TikTok, it's Mud Sloot, MUDSLOOT. And then my Instagram is Callie, CALLIXXOO. And that is all my social. I am
Yeah.
not a big like, yeah, I'm not a big like I don't have a YouTube, I don't have Facebook. I don't have like a Mud Sloot Instagram. I still hardly know how to use TikTok. I keep saying as I have been
It
making TikTok
updates
for
quick. It updates all the time and quickly, and things keep changing.
everything's CapCut now too. Like,
CapCut. I
I,
had CapCut on my phone before CapCut was owned by TikTok, and oh yeah,
not ahead.
I'm enjoying those templates though.
Yeah.
They make it
I
easy
save a
sometimes.
bunch, and then I'm like, by the time I go to make a video, like I don't have very much time at work anymore. So when I go to make a video, I have all this stuff saved and none of it's like trending anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I have a bunch of like I think I have like 1,000 things in my favorites. And I like scroll back and I'm like, oh, can't do that. Oh, can't do that. Oh, can't do that. God damn it. Like
Who
it's
cares
hard
if
to
it's
keep up.
trending or not? I put out something like a month or two after it stopped trending, and it popped off. Right? It was like 200,000 views. It was like, okay, cool. Like
Huh?
who cares? I almost find it better to do it after it stops trending because the
Sure.
FYP is not being flooded with it, right? So it's like
It's
then
true.
yours will actually get some eyes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not really about the views anymore either. I mean, whatever, it is
Oh,
what it
I
is.
feel
I'm
like
just
a
having fun.
shit post now. Like lately
Ah,
I've just been like, I like it, fuck it, go ahead. And then I find another one back in my drafts and I was like, yeah, I hated this 2 weeks ago, but fuck it. Here you go. Like,
yeah, you don't post every day anymore either, right? And
oh, I used
uh,
to like five
yeah,
times a day.
yep, same,
But
same.
I went from but I was able to do that because I was swamping on a hydrovac truck
Yep.
where I was like, I used to always think, and I used to defend myself to the goddamn core. I was like, I work all day. And then I stopped working. Like, I still work on a hydrovac truck. Then I went like tank cleaning or like a turnaround or doing anything else other than working on a hydrovac. I was like, oh my God, I have no time for anything. Like, I hardly have time to eat, let alone sit here and film 5 TikToks a day. Like, like what the hell?
have
It was
you
a
uh have you ever thought about like has the comment section ever like made you just want to throw it all in and give up and walk away? No,
no,
eh?
not at
That's good.
all.
That's good.
It's the opposite. Like I get
Yeah.
like shit eating comments where people are like, oh, like, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make 3 more today just to piss you off. Like,
Yep.
anyway, I don't get affected by the comments at all. Like my my comment section has been a lot more tame lately, but I haven't been posting as much as lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally whenever I get like a little bit of a like comment, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make you mad tomorrow. Like,
My favorite line to drop on Facebook because I'm monetized over on Facebook. My favorite line to
yeah,
drop is when people start getting whiny about what I'm saying or doing in my video, or like, oh, you're 30 something years old, get back to work, you shouldn't be making TikToks, yada yada yada, right? And I comment back, and I just trigger them into commenting more, right? And
yeah.
then they get a little upsetty spaghetti with me, and they're whining, and then I drop them like, "Hey, money equals engagement. Since I'm monetized over here, thank you for the money. How does it make you feel knowing that I literally just got paid for this thread, and you're here whining for free, right?" And they usually do not comment back.
No, because they're
No,
like, oh,
yeah, sometimes they even
like,
delete their
how do you
comments.
feel? You're 36 and you're arguing for free. Like,
Yeah, yeah, you're complaining on the internet in your mid 30s or even in your late 20s. It's pathetic that you want to argue with someone, right, on the internet. Go away, leave me alone. I'm having fun here, right? And
yeah,
yeah, yeah, no, it's great. And I think one of my favorite videos that you've done ever, and I love it. It's like, ladies, can you please stop telling your men to join the oil field? I'm tired of training them to how to be, or yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ladies, stop telling your boyfriend. Or no, wait. Ladies, stop telling your bitch ass boyfriends to get blue collar jobs. I'm tired of teaching them how to be men.
Yes, that's the one. I love that. That's probably my all-time favorites. I wish
That
I could have
is,
liked that more.
I made that at the beginning of the year in Rainbow Lake. And that is probably one of my favorites as well. I don't usually post my TikTok videos on like Facebook. I post it on Facebook. I sent it to my family, sent it to my dad, I sent it to my mom, I sent it to my grandma. I'm like, you guys, I'm proud of this.
Yeah, I
It's
was
so
proud of it
true.
for you. I was proud of it for you.
It's
I was
so
like,
true.
yes, yes. I think I've only ever met like a couple ladies that like made me go like, ugh, like not like why are you here. I'm a big fan of, hey, come on out, try
Mhm.
it. Like let's go, all about supporting that and trying to get them to do better. And I
Yeah.
wish I would have known this quote that I heard about a month ago, more
Okay.
when I was like younger, even as young as last year. Less coaching, more or less criticizing, more coaching, right?
Hmm.
And that would have changed a lot of things. But there's this one that it was hard to respect, and she would use the fact that she was a woman to get out of things, right? She's
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm a girl and I worked harder than I've ever worked today, and I can't fill up tonight. I can't get out of the truck now. We were getting ready to do a cement job, and I had the night off. I just worked 18 hours, and I went back to my room, and they were getting ready to do a cement job, and she was all fine and dandy for the easy hours of sitting on your ass waiting for them to get things ready and start. And then came the grueling task of cleaning out the rig tanks. Well, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to get in there, and I'm not feeling well all of a sudden."
Hmm.
And my boss called me up. Was like,
Hmm.
"Hey, you gotta go out and replace her, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but you gotta go." And I thought, okay, it's a one-off, right? She's probably not feeling well. That's fine,
Yeah.
right? But it kept happening, right? And it was like, man, like, how do I ever get time to rest if I got to constantly do other people's work on top of mine, right? And I started ignoring dispatch's phone calls. I'm just like, you're shorthanded. It's not my problem. Don't make it my
Yeah.
problem. Find more people. Come on, like, yeah. And I felt bad for doing it. And but at some point you got to value your mental health and your rest
Yeah.
above money, right? And or being the go-to guy. And
I struggle.
even Superman falls apart once in a while, right? So it's
If you don't take a break, your body will force you to take a break. And
amen.
like if you just go go go, and I am very bad for being the
Same.
go-to person. Oh, you need me here tomorrow? Sure. Oh, I just came off of a couple weeks and you need me to go out the same day to a different job. Or I'm like, I enjoy going to like be like, oh, like you can count on me. And then it got to a point, or it gets to a point sometimes where I'm like, I'm falling asleep standing up. I can't stand up because my feet hurt so bad. I think I've had maybe 1,000 calories in the last couple of days. I'm living off spits and nicotine. Like I need I need rest, and then I get sick. And then I'm sick for a week, or I'm sick for 2 weeks, and then I'm not working at all because I just kept saying yes, and instead of just like being like, maybe I need to sleep. Maybe I need to tell you no. It's
Yep.
a it's a balance.
Yeah, and then you feel like you're letting someone down when you say no, right?
Ah,
And the way I was raised, the way my dad treated me and stuff like that, like, old school, like, hey, if you say no, you're weak. If you show like you don't want to work today, wow, 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 you're a
I
bitch
got
boy,
raised
right?
like that too. I swear I
Yeah,
got raised to be like an oil field person.
yeah,
I got raised to be a blue collar boy. Like
yes, yeah. Well, my dad took me to work. He owned his own construction roofing
yeah,
company, and my dad took me to work with him when I was 11. My summer
yeah.
vacation stopped at the summer before grade 7. Going into grade 7, he was like, "No more summers for you. In the real world, we don't have summer vacations." And then, boom. So it's like, okay, cool. Why not? And then looking back, it's like, man, my dad, it taught me a lot of valuable lessons, but I also missed a large chunk of my youth, right? And so those summers that everybody talks about, it was a summer that changed your life. It was this
I
that
was working.
I was
Yeah.
working, man. Like, good for me, I guess. But whatever, it taught me the value of the dollar, what it takes to earn it, yada yada yada. Would I be here today? Probably. I didn't want to go to college, so so
I tried.
yeah, yeah. Whatever it is, what it is. I actually got a really good video planned coming out, but I gotta the way I have it visioned in my mind, like there's gotta either be a pump jack or a rig behind me when I do it. It
Okay.
just looks better.
Yeah.
So like I have all these ideas saved up, but of course I'm on the road crew right now. I'm not getting out to rigs. I'm in
Mhm.
Saskatchewan. I don't see any pump jacks right now where I am, and where I was in Edson, there are no pump jacks when I was there. It's all natural gas. So like, it was tough. It's tough going for my videos for a little while. They're all in the truck or with just trees behind me, and I'm like, I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna have to redo some of them in the future. So
I
yeah,
have lots of those where they're just like, I did it once and I'm like, I'm in an office trailer. Like,
yeah,
I can't complain about work. I'm sitting in an office trailer.
yeah.
It's like
Well,
in a truck or like,
yeah. There's a lot
yeah.
from the very beginning, from like when I first started, that I got to redo because I wasn't wearing the heat waves. I didn't have heat waves. I didn't have a certain shirt.
Yeah.
I was wearing a certain hat that it was like, I want to repost it, but if I wear that hat, it's going to cause a lot of shit because it's
Mhm.
from a brand of a guy that wasn't very good. He did a lot of nasty things. So like it'd be a bad look if I
Yeah.
reposted it, and now it's like, okay, now I want to redo it. But I gotta get some of those same people back together that were in the video, and I gotta,
It's so many
uh,
moving parts to like,
yeah,
I have a few of those where I'm like, oh, I want to make this video. Then I'm like, yeah, I need to be in like this type of location. I have to be on a location where I can film a TikTok. I got to be on a location and a job where I can film a TikTok, but a job that I have time to sit down and film a
yep.
TikTok. I got like just there's so many like moving parts to get like the one little video you have in your head. And if it's not the way you want it in your head, you're like, well, that was pointless. Like,
Oh yeah, a month ago, I wanted to film this video, and it had to be in a porta potty, and I was right at the
are
porta
you
potty,
just
right?
searching? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it just had to be two of them right on site, right? And it was off the highway. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, there they are, right? And then a couple days had gone by. I didn't have time to get to them. A couple days had gone by. I needed to shave, and I'm like, okay, I want to do this. And I went in there. I filmed it. I looked. I'm like, I gotta shave. I can't have like the beard. So I
Yeah.
drove 40 minutes back to the hotel. I shaved, drove 40 minutes back, filmed the
Yeah.
TikTok. It did so good too. I was like,
Perfect.
yes, that's
It
that's
was
what
worth
I'm
it.
talking about. Yeah, it was worth it. And then while I was there, because I did all the driving, I filmed like 5 more. Right? I was
Oh,
like, yeah, I got to do a bunch more, make it worth my time. Right?
yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, it's the amount of time and thought and like production value that goes into some of this shit is just like, hey, like I'll spend months sitting on a sound or a video and then be like, oh yeah, okay, this is the perfect time to do this one. I'll go back and I'll be like, okay, here's that sound, perfect. I'm where I want it to be. The backdrop's perfect. The lighting's good. Everything's great. Let's shoot
Like,
it.
yes. Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
It's
so
absolute insanity.
like it's insanity, but it is also fun. Like
Yo,
you're
yeah.
having fun doing it, and like you could be doing like street racing, you could be playing video games, you could be doing whatever, and people are like, that's a normal hobby. You're filming TikTok, and people are like, you're making a TikTok? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah. My boss made fun of me for playing Pokemon Go like last year. She's
Yeah.
like, who plays Pokemon Go? Like, what a freak. And I'm like, I could be doing cocaine, bro. And then he's like, fair enough.
Sick.
Jumped in the truck and fucked off. Hey, like, hey, am I here every day on time? Am I reliable? Do I get the job done? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what I do in my spare time as long as I'm not fucking everything up. I'm playing Pokemon Go. Leave me alone. Unless you're gonna help me beat this gym and catch this Mewtwo, fuck off.
You a Candy Crush. Like,
Nailed it.
I'm like, let's go.
Oh,
I
shit.
I like sit in the truck and I'm like, I can't get past this level. And the guys just look over at me like Candy Crush. And like, yes. Like it's like de-stress or like crush your stress. And I'm like, it's making me more stressed. And I sit there and spam it until I beat a level. And like I'll be stuck on a level for like a week. And as soon as I beat it, everyone knows because I'm just like hype about it.
Yeah,
Like
did
you're
you have a
playing
Red Bull? No, I beat Candy Crush.
literally.
Did you play Bubble Shooter?
No.
I play Bubble Shooter. I'm on like level 1800 right now.
I do Candy Crush. I do Stardew Valley because you don't need service for it. Like it's
Yep.
$6 on your phone. You don't need service, and I'm Austin where I don't have service on site right now. And I had My last phone, I had 130 hours into Stardew Valley. Broke my phone, lost everything, had to restart.
Brutal.
So that was fun. Yeah. What other games do I do? Like on my phone, that's about it.
I just bought a Nintendo. Well, I bought a Nintendo
Switch?
DS, Switch. That's what it was, a Switch. I got a Switch for Christmas for my kids last year. And so I got the Switch. My mom actually bought the Switch for my kids. She put most of the money in. I put a little bit more in. So we bought the Switch for the kids, yada, yada, yada. I have the Paw Patrol game on there. Then I got Fortnite on there. Then I got Roller Coaster Tycoon I got on there. And
I was looking at that last night, Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon religiously, right? And I have the most ballin' parks. And then, like 5 years ago, I bought Planet Coaster. Planet Coaster came out for the computer, and it just recently came out for PlayStation 5. Now, so Planet Coaster is Roller Coaster Tycoon on steroids. It was everything that Roller Coaster Tycoon should have been. My computer wasn't strong enough to play this game. I'd play it for 10 minutes, it would crash my computer. I'd reboot my computer, play it for another 10 minutes, crash it again.
Is it on the Switch?
It's not on the Switch. It's on PS5. So I paid $80 for this game in 2015 or 2016, and I couldn't play it. So I bought the PlayStation like 2 months ago. Saw that Planet Coaster was out for it, so I bought it. I bought all the expansion packs that had come out for it. It was $160 with all the expansion packs. Got it on sale for $39. Boom. Got to it, played it twice in the last couple months. I haven't been home. So like, and when I am home, it's like, hey, I got to spend time with the family, and I like to sit on my couch, and the PlayStation's downstairs and everything's upstairs, and whatever. So Casey's going to Ontario in a week. A week for a visit for 2 weeks. I get to go home this weekend, and when I leave, I might sneak the PlayStation into my bag. When she asks where it is, I don't know.
I have
no idea.
The fucking couch. When I was growing up, I remember like my dad would come home and he would just want to sit on the couch, and I never got it. Or like he would come home and he would lay down on the couch. He would throw a hat on like this over his eyes and just snooze and like just put his feet up, and he was like, just quiet, just everyone be quiet. I never got it. And then now like I come home and I'm like, I'll sit on the couch, put my feet up, and then I'll go to my mom's house and I'll lay like after work sometimes, and I will lay on her couch, I'll put my feet up, I'll put my hat like that, and I'm like, shh. And then my dad comes home and he just wants to lay down in his spot. I'm there, but like, you don't realize how much you miss your couch until you don't have your couch.
Boom.
You don't. Like you don't get, even if you do, like I have like a nice like lazy boy like recline couch. When you're at a hotel, if you get a couch, it's not comfy. It's not cozy.
Nope.
You have a bed, but like it's so nice just to sit on the goddamn couch.
It is. I don't get to do that. Like I don't get to sleep when I'm at home during the day. So do I want to? Kind of, yeah. But like, there's so much to do around the house and help Casey out with that she is tasked with doing when I'm away. That like I get home and it's like, okay, what can I do to help take some off your plate? Do you want me to do the laundry? You want me to do the dishes? You want me to mop the floor, vacuum? Where do you need me right now? And then, but my daughters get it, right? Because when I'm at home, I'm doing all that. Like, Dad, come sit on the couch with me. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I will never turn that down. And like, you know what's up. My daughter will bring me down. She's like, sit right here. And it just happens to be the spot I want to sit in. They know.
My couch is power recline. And
ooh, I don't have that.
So Gray knows how to recline it. So he'll tell me to sit down. And then I'm sitting there and he reclines my seat for me. And he goes, there you go, mommy. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, I will relax. You're right. Let's watch Paw Patrol. Like, just puts my feet up for me. Like, it's.
I have a zero gravity chair out on my back deck, and my kids, when they go outside to play, and I get home, they're like, Daddy, come outside and watch us play. And my daughter will pull out the zero gravity chair and she'll be like, lean back. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to ask me twice, right? So I
Yeah,
lean
right.
back. I pull out my phone. I lean back. I'm watching TikTok and I look over. My kids are just playing in the pool. They don't want me to watch them. If they did, they'd ask me
They just
to.
want you to be
They
near.
just want
Yeah.
me to be near. And I love that. And I love that they know it, the zero gravity chair. They know that's where I want to sit, right? And I don't even have to say that. I was so excited when I bought it though, and they were there.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
you have like do you have a thing that you do when you go home with your kids? Like when every time I come home, the morning after like so I sleep and then when I wake up, I always order breakfast in for Gray and I, and we sit down and we share potatoes and some fruit and like our eggs or whatever. And we like sit down every time that I come home the next morning for a good brekkie. Do you have like a coming home thing?
yeah. So when I first walk in, they want to take me on a tour of the house, like I've never been there before. So like, Dad,
Cute.
this is my room. This is my room, Dad. Do you like my room? And I'm like, yeah, I love that room, right? And we just got a new kitchen table. When we lived in Calgary, we had an island in the kitchen we all ate at. So when we moved here, no more islands here. But we had to get a table, so we got a table. And I've been home. I was working in Edson, or no, I was working in Edson, and I get to go home twice. And then I was working for Vegreville, and I was an hour from my front door, so I just went home every night.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was great. And so whenever I came home every night, they'd be like, "This is our table. Do you like our table?" I'm like, yeah, I ate here last night and the night before. Like, I love this
It's
table. This is a beautiful table.
my
They're like,
favorite.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's my favorite table. Dad, I love this table. So they take me on a tour, and then they love getting up the next morning, and they walk in. They're like, "Where's my dad?" Right? Because I'm under the blankets and I'm there. We get up, they call for Alexa, they put on their favorite music, and then they want me to pick them both up and just dance with them. So
Yeah.
we
Cute.
do that. We have breakfast, not nothing like that though. We kind of just wing it. We wing it every time. Like, it's like, where are we going? Where are we going now? Where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do? We used to go to the park when I got home. That was our thing. We don't go to the park so much anymore. It's far, far, far away now from us, and I don't know if you
Yeah.
know where I moved to in Edmonton, but like, it's not a great park that is nearby. So yeah,
That's cute.
yeah,
That's fun.
yeah, yeah. Do
It's
you what's that?
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask a question, but like, what were you gonna say?
Oh, it's starting to get as Gray gets older, and I assume this is for everyone, but as he gets older, it's getting harder and harder to be away. Like it was hard in the beginning, but now he's starting to be like he wakes up and he's like, Mom's at work. Or like Daddy's home, Mom's at work. Or I like FaceTime him and he'll be like, No, I don't want to talk. And I'm like, oh, okay.
He's mad.
But he's becoming like a little human now, and he always has been, but just like getting older, that he has like that more of a
Yeah.
personality. And I'm like, oh, like I'm really like not there.
Aurora gets mad that I'm away. When the night before, like, she'll help me pack if she's around. She'll help me pack and stuff. Um, she's all smiles and stuff like that. We get in the car if they're gonna drive me to the airport or sometimes I'll take a bus. It's $23. Sometimes I'll take a bus. Fuck it. It's $23. I'll take a bus. And we're fine. I go to get out of the car to give her a hug, and she's like, no, no. And then she's all sad that I'm leaving. And then as soon as I leave, they both kind of tear up. But Aurora misses me a lot more. But Penelope, because I spent the bulk of her like younger years away, I was gone a lot. She didn't really
It's like,
care. She didn't really care that I was around. When I was home, she wanted nothing to do with me. Yada yada yada.
oh,
And
yeah,
it sucked. It really did. It sucked. All I wanted to do was her. I wanted her to be the biggest daddy's girl. That's all I
yeah,
wanted. I wanted, and it wasn't that way. And it was like a little stab,
yeah.
right? But it is what it is. Now she gets excited when she's like, "Daddy's home, Daddy's yeah, woo, Daddy's home." And then when I'm leaving, she gets all sad and stuff like that. And I don't want to say I love it, but I kind of do. It's nice being missed. It's nice knowing that my presence makes them happy.
Oh, he's super happy when I come home. He's not super upset. Uh, He's super happy when I'm home. He also acts up when I'm home in comparison to how he normally is, from what I've been told.
Yeah.
Like this last time I was home, he started like crossing his arms and being like, I'm angry. What? Where'd you learn that from? But I also struggle to tell him no.
Mm.
So he gets his way a lot more when I'm home.
Yeah, my daughters, we've started putting our foot down with them actually, because same thing, struggle telling them no, especially me because I'm not home. I don't want to be the one that says no. Never got angry at them. This past year, they're ganging up and taking advantage. And like I've had to like be firm and like use the dad voice and be like, no, right? And they every time I was home, we have a lot of Barbie dolls in our house, a lot of toys. Because every time I was home, like, let's go to Walmart, Toys R
That's
Us. What do you
me
guys want?
every time.
They took advantage. They don't listen. They act up, and they started learning the last couple months. They started learning you're not going to get your way if you don't listen, and it's been a hard lesson for them. They are having a difficult time with it. Um, they get check marks for Casey started the check mark thing. If you listen, you clean your room, do what I ask you to do, you get a check mark. If they sleep in their own bed all night, I'll give them check marks. I'll be like, hell yeah. Aurora, you can't bribe Aurora. You can't bribe Aurora.
Oh,
Hey,
you
if you
could.
do this, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't, if you do this, I'll buy you this. No, it doesn't work. She wants it, and she's not gonna bend for you to get it. So we're bumping heads right now a lot in that sense, but she's gonna learn a little bit. I think it's gonna be a hard lesson for sure.
Yeah. My kid is very much like I'm like, can you get out of bed? No. I'm like, do you want to go to Starbucks? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Or like I pick him up and he'll be like, Starbucks. I'm like, of course, great idea. I'm like, ice cream? Yeah, why not? That's a fantastic idea. Sure. Who raised you? This is awesome. So, like I struggled to be like, no, like we're not gonna go get Slurpees right now. It's plus 30 out. That's a bad idea. Like,
Yeah.
yes, we're gonna go do that. Of course we're gonna go do that. Or I'll
It's
pick him up.
interesting talking to like a mom that works away, and not just a mom. You're a mom to a very young child, right? So
Yeah.
that you bring a whole new aspect that way because anyone else that's had kids, there's their stepkids and they're older,
Yeah.
right? And no one, and maybe they have had their own kids, but they're older, right? So,
Oh,
you've got your son just turned 3. You've been working away since before he was born,
he
right?
was
And
one.
that's,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, like I've been working away for a long time, more so at the last 2 years. But I got off of mat leave. I was home for a month after he turned 1, and then I've been working out of town since. Like with like the occasional like couple like weeks in town or a month in town, but I've been mainly on the road since he was 1. Yeah.
that's another thing that's going through a mother's mind. Not only are you trying to deal with all these dudes like trying to push you out or
Mm.
just being dicks, you're dealing with like okay, I got a boy at home that I don't get to see, and that's got to be so tough, right? Because that's going to be emotional, right? And as men we're taught like, oh, emotion bad, but as a woman, like, are you allowed to show that kind of emotion? Now you would be, because the men are starting to show a little bit more emotion with it too. So
That's the thing. Again, like I feel like I was raised to be like a blue collar boy. Like I was raised by, like my stepdad, who's my dad, and he was like we're doing chores, we're going to work, don't cry, like toughen up, like stiff upper lip, like figure it out, like very, um, crying for other people. Like we don't like it doesn't matter. Go to work, it doesn't matter if you're having a bad day, you're going to work, you're showing up, people are counting on you, and have your feelings later. So that's just how I was raised. It's definitely different, like though being a mom and being out in the field, I'm like, like, I'm sad today. Okay, well, I could be sad later. I have to go to work. Like, that kind of thing.
Does it ever? Do you ever go back to your room and like shed some tears over it, or
Oh yeah.
yeah?
Oh yeah. Sure. Oh yeah. I'm a softie. Like I'm pretty like hard as fuck, like at work. Like, but I come back and I will literally there's been days where like Mark will send me pictures of Gray or a video of Gray, and I'm like, I can't look at that. I'm like, I cannot FaceTime with you guys right now. I cannot look at this picture right now. I've had to change the background on my phone before because it like it's usually gray. And I look at my phone and I'm like, I miss him so much that if I see a picture of him right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I'll have to change it to like a blank screen or anything else, like some stars or anything, because there is times where it is so hard that just a picture, and I'm like, I'm gonna be done for the day. Like I can't focus on work. So those days, yeah, like I'll come back to the hotel and I'll try to FaceTime for a bit. And like I just need to cry, and then I wake up and go back at it.
Hell yeah. Uh, yeah. So there was a time when I spent like, a shit ton of time with mom. I spent like 20 days at home in 2 years, and I was gone a lot. We moved back to Ontario. It was COVID, yada, 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 hard to travel.
Yeah,
And I remember the first time I was able to, Casey went live with me, right?
yeah,
And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I go live. She showed the girls, right?
yeah,
And like my heart melted, and I was smiling, and then I had to like I went down like this a little bit, and then like my eyes were like tucked, and
yeah,
like I started to tear up a bit,
yeah,
and like that just it broke me a little bit. I was already suffering a little bit mentally because I was gone for so long, and there was a lot of shit going on. I was down in the dumps a little bit, and to see that, I just like, I became a little bit of a mess, and like I don't know if anybody really seen it in the live. There was a bunch of people in the live. I don't know if anyone seen it. Nobody commented on it,
yeah.
but like someone had to have noticed, right? And like I talked for like 2 more minutes. They got off, and then I had to get off. I'm like, I gotta go, right? And I didn't go and cry or anything, but I had to go and collect myself, right? And yeah, that was tough. That was a tough moment. It was probably tougher than the time I shit myself on live. That was, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so, but like the too close.
Oh, it was up
You
there for
probably
sure.
had to go collect yourself after that too.
I had to go collect my boxers, which was awkward because I don't know. Have you heard this story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking. I shit, and I could see in my face watching back that I shit my pants, and I just realized what had happened.
You're
And
just like, oh,
I moved the wrong way out of the camera to check. And when I came back, I had to come back across the camera, and I sat down in it.
oh,
And I was like, all right, this is wrong move. And everyone had seen it. Everybody had known what I did.
like
It was
keep that
2 in
shit.
the morning. Yeah, it was 2 in the morning. Kylie had it on video somewhere. And yeah, so I moved back across the camera, got the hell out of there. I sat down. Then I got the hell out of there, changed, came back, and like we just carried on. We just carried on business as usual. I think we laughed about it for about a minute, but like I haven't stopped hearing about it since. Oh
That's good. That's gross.
yeah.
It's good though.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's great. Um. So do you know what viscosity is?
Yeah.
Okay. What is viscosity to you?
Okay, viscosity is like chocolate milk is thick, like it's like denseness, right?
All right, sure. Well, I've no one's ever
Viscosity
taken
of
it the
like
chocolate milk route before. I like
I'm
this.
not chocolate milk. So like chocolate milk like is like thicker than like water, so like and the viscosity of how it moves. Is that right?
Yeah, it's viscous. It's very viscous. The viscosity of chocolate milk is thick.
Yeah. Where
Where I'm
like
going
water is
with it,
thin or
yeah.
like oil is thick and like, oh, were we talking about your shit?
Oh,
God,
we're
okay.
not talking about my shit, but it was pretty viscous actually, though. Like now that you
I
mention
would
it,
assume so.
this is great. I love where this conversation goes. It goes somewhere new every episode. This is awesome. So yes, my hot shit was very viscous.
I'm so happy I know those.
It was very
Warms my soul.
viscous. Yeah, I wonder if you could pump my shit down hole to make the mud thicker.
Dude.
I don't know. So where I'm going with
Next
it
week
is
on.
the podcast is sponsored. We got sponsored a few months ago by the Mudman. The Mudman deals in the viscosity of the mud that goes down the hole, not the mud that comes out of my hole. So
Yeah.
perfect. You know, that's great. Hey, no, this is great. I'm glad we set that up beforehand. Look at that. It couldn't have played out better. I couldn't have wrote that better. We start talking about my shit. Then you start talking about viscosity. Then my viscosity and my shit became one. This is awesome.
There you go.
So
You're welcome.
so the Mudman sponsors the podcast. He doesn't deal in shit, but he deals with mud, right? And you know, they pump the mud down the hole if it needs more viscosity. If it needs to be more thick, it needs to be thicker. They pump more shit down. It needs to be less thick. They stop pumping the shit down. And here we're talking about shit and viscosity again. www.mudmanmarket.com for all your drilling fluids and laboratory testing equipment needs, and maybe even toilet paper. Who knows? Maybe diapers. You should come up with some diapers for the guys on site. You know, I'm tired of walking across lease or having to get out of a mud tank in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. Just go right there.
There you go. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. So www.mudmanmarket.com. You know, that couldn't have gone any better.
That was good.
I like it. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Oh shit, he's gonna like that. He listens, and he's actually gonna be a guest here soon. And he actually commented on it a couple weeks ago, saying like he gets excited every time I ask about viscosity because he has no idea where it's gonna go. And this might have been the second best conversation about viscosity that we've had. So. Second best? It's tied. I think it's tied with the first best. Do you know who Billy and Amanda are?
No.
You don't know who Just Inside Her and Just Inside Me are?
No.
Wow, you suck at TikTok.
I know. Okay, I didn't know the capybara song. Like,
what's that?
It's like capybara, capybara. I also never heard "Dick Down in Dallas" until this year.
Dick Down in Dallas, railed out in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Have you heard the new one?
Which one?
He's bouncing on my booty.
Oh yeah, bouncing on my booty cheeks.
Yeah, I did that one last week or whatever it was. It was like when I let the safety guy have control of the aux cord. Yes. And then I bought a white hard hat so I could play the safety guy in my video now. That way I'm not just like talking to no one. The safety guy is in my video now, and I wear the purple heat waves with it. And so I bought a hard hat for it. So like now I carry around like 3 hard hats with me everywhere I go.
Same. I usually always have 3.
There you go. Couple questions here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So you've been in the oil patch for 8 years. You know, you got like, how old are you? Like 30?
I'm 26.
Oh shit. So you got like 40,
but like that's
you have 39 years to go until retirement.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long 39 years. I
don't have to make it that long. I have
like 30 years to go here. The countdown's on. So you have like 39 more years to go. Yeah. You know, many life lessons involved there, and hopefully you make it there with all your fingers. Don't put your fingers.
Not on my nails, but all my fingers. Yeah, I say that all the time.
Yeah. So if you could give any advice to the younger girls coming up behind you, like whether they're 15 and they have like 3 more years to go before they get there, or they're there now and they're just starting out and they're digging their way through the trenches of whatever the hell the oil patch is, or blue collar life in general.
Like
if you could give them any kind of advice, as a role model or someone they look up to in as a female in the industry, what kind of advice would you give?
Ooh. Something I say often is just show up ready to work. Show up and work. Learn. Be a sponge. Be like a duck. Like you're calm on the outside. You could be frantic. Just don't let it show. Absorb any and all information you can and ask so many questions. There's also there's a time to learn and there's a time to work. You can't be offended when it's not time to learn. If the job just needs to get done, don't get in the way if you don't know. Don't act like you know more than you do, because that's how someone gets hurt.
Boom.
Be confident, don't be cocky. Again, that's how you're gonna get hurt. Ask questions. So many questions.
All the questions.
All the questions. There's appropriate time to ask a question and there's a not appropriate time to ask a question. Ask a question quietly to your coworker on the side. Don't ask it in a big meeting if you don't have to. I write things down. Do the paperwork. You learn a lot. I remember when I started, it was like, oh, you're doing a hazard assessment every day, and I used to think oh, okay. But you doing that, it puts you in the mindset of especially when you're new, oh, I could get hurt in all these ways. It's not just a pencil whip thing. And I know that sounds so dumb, but it's not just, especially for new people, it is something you need to take seriously. What else? Yeah, just work. Please just work.
Work it.
Show up and work, god damn it. Don't give up. Just keep showing up and eventually something will happen.
In the words of Dory, just keep swimming.
Yeah, just keep just keep digging, just keep digging.
Hell yeah. I love that. That's great. No, that's some great advice there. And I think I made a video a few months back, when it was still winter, about words of advice for all the new people joining the patch, right? It's ask questions when you need to, learn, be a sponge, yada yada. And the sound in the background was slow down, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Slow down, you're doing fine. Don't give up until it's time, or whatever it was, something like that. It was a good one, and it was one that I was like, damn, I usually joke around and have a good time, but this one was serious. This was game face on, you're learning something today, right? And
I remember a year ago, and this is so cliche, but I remember a year ago, I would kill to be where I am now. And a year before that, I couldn't imagine where I was then. And then a year before that, you don't realize how much you're growing and how much you know until you take a step back. I often think I talk about it all the time. When I started on hydrovac, I could not hold the wand on full pressure. I didn't know I didn't know anything. I could hardly get in and out of the truck without hurting myself. Now, I look back at that and I'm especially when I have someone green on a crew that I'm my crew, I'm people are oh, they need to get together. I'm I remember being so green to the oil field. I didn't know a fucking thing. I remember coming from working at bars to the oil field. I didn't know anything. And because people took their time with me and were patient and explained things, I'm able to be where I am now. So if no one gives the people who are brand new a little bit of grace, and not grace you can't teach work ethic. If you don't have any work ethic, you're fucked. But if they're showing up and they want to work, take your time to explain to them a few things. I had to explain to someone basic PPE because he was brand new green to oil field, brand new. And it's not that he didn't want to know, he just didn't know. So unless you tell these people, they're not gonna know.
More coaching, less criticism.
Yeah, there you go. Literally, it frustrates me sometimes when when I see in general, like when people are just like really hard on brand new green people, we were all there. We were all there. We didn't know anything. And if you put me in a different area, like I've been back truck my whole time basically. If you put me in a different like area, I wouldn't know anything. So just because you have experience in one thing doesn't mean you have experience in another. Be coachable. Be coachable. You're not always right.
Yep.
That's my background on my phone because I need to remind myself sometimes like I am not always right and I need to listen to other people. Like
That's huge. That's how you know. That's how you know you're willing to accept growth and that you are still growing. Right? You're just because you've been around for a long time doesn't mean you know everything. Someone that's been around for 30 years still needs to remain coachable. You still need to be told. Someone coming up behind you, someone a few years younger than you, could still teach you something. Right?
yeah.
And those old dogs, they need to learn that too.
Yeah, it's that's a thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Very much so.
Oh, well, whatever. No, that was really good. And there's the chocolate milk, the viscous chocolate milk.
Thick chocolate milk.
How
This
thick
is the best
is
chocolate milk.
How thick is it?
Thick. Triple thick.
Triple
Thicker than a
thick milkshake full of viscosity.
Double cheeked up on a Wednesday.
Double cheeked up. Is it Wednesday?
Is it Wednesday?
Is it? I don't know.
The only day of the week I know is Friday because I get paid.
Shout out to that. I get paid weekly, so shout out to Fridays. Yeah.
A bi-weekly girl every 2 weeks. Every second Friday, I know what day it is.
Every Friday when I'm on the road, I get paid, and every second Friday when I'm back on the back. So, yeah. I wish I could be here year round, but hey, winter's the thing. So, yeah. So I guess last question, if you don't have anything else to add to, no. All right. So last question. I don't want to keep you, like I said, and I gotta go call Casey soon. But so Mount Rushmore has 4 of the most influential people in American history on it, or history in general. I don't know why I keep adding that or history in general. This is why I listen back to the podcast. Like I listen to it back, all the recordings that I do, like before they go out, and I have a history of over-explaining things as I'm over-explaining this. Right?
I've listened to this question before, and it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, like who are the 4 people that influence you the most, or that you look up to, and why?
Like personal, like just anyone.
Yeah, anyone. It doesn't matter. It could be fictional, non-fictional. I don't care. Make them up. Could be Sally the hippo.
I would go my stepdad. So he's worked on tires, like semi-truck tires, side of the road, service calls from when I was like 1 until present. And he busts his ass every day, like literally my whole life. He's been working like 12 plus hours a day, going out on service calls 4 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, no matter what. He showed me the value of hard work. Like he taught me how to work hard. He taught me my work ethic. Would not be the kind of worker I am or the person I am without like the lessons about hard work that he taught me. 2, I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one. Besides him, I'm trying to think back to like, yeah, you get 1. I would have him 4 times.
You nominate your stepdad 4 times?
We'll go with that.
What about yourself? You're such an inspiration.
Okay. Sure. You know what? No, I'll take that.
Fucking Dick Frost is on your Mount Rushmore, right? Dick Frost
here
is
we
up
go.
there. Yes.
Yeah, Dick Frost right up there.
I don't think I'm on anyone's
Really?
anyone's Mount Rushmore. Maybe my daughter's had one.
Yeah. I'll put myself up there for waking up and showing up every day. And
boom.
I went from working in bars and partying and being in a really shit place mentally, like mental health wise to like I couldn't hold a job down before. My go-to thing was I would call into work, be like, hey, I'm sick, I'm going to the hospital, block, and then just leave. So I started the oil field and I don't call in sick. I show up every day. I wake up, I'm outside, I'm killing it for my mental health. I'm killing it like work wise. Yeah, I'll put myself up there. I like that.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
take
I like that. I
yeah.
like that. Do you know who that guy on TikTok, Well and Septic Life, is?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that guy. I think his name's Josh, right? Something like that.
I'm not sure. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah. He said he had a video out today that I saw, and it was like calling in or being late is disrespectful to everyone. But it was like the worst fucking excuse you can give is that you slept through your alarm or your alarm didn't go off, right? He's like, man, it's like, how many times does your alarm not have to go off? They're fucking $20 at the Walmart. Go replace your goddamn alarm, right?
Yeah.
And if you need an alarm to wake you up, we have other issues. You know what I mean? Like, go to bed on time. You know, don't rely on technology to wake you up. Just do it. Stop using that excuse.
I am chronically late, but I am not late in a way that affects the job. I am late in a way that like they're like, be here at 6. I'm not being there at 6 to watch a water fill when someone else is filling it. I will be there at 6:10. I will show up every goddamn day. I have never no showed at work in the patch ever. Will I be 5 minutes late? Yes. Guaranteed. But I will show up.
So I get up an hour and a half before I need to leave because I like to saunter and get ready slowly and take my time so I don't forget things. And if you need me there at 6, I'll be there at 6 or 6:01. But like, you know what? If you're expecting me to be there 5 to 10 minutes before that, trust me. Ask my wife. I'm on her ass all the time because she will be late. Right. And I'm like, hey, you need to be there 10 minutes early because you will not be there on time otherwise. But I will be there at 6. Don't be honking the horn at me at 5:55 because you said 6. You gave me a time. I based my whole morning off of that time. And I'm getting ready according to that clock. So, like, you know, sometimes I have an extra 10 minutes. I'm going to do something for me in that 10 minutes, right? Before I need to get out the door and face the music that day, you know? Before I head out into the fray, into the last good fight I'll ever know and live and die on this day. Favorite movie quote of all time. Yeah. Do you know what that quote's from? You know where it's from?
No.
The greatest movie ever, The Gray with Liam Neeson's.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I've
it?
seen it at one point, but not memorable.
You'd know if you've seen it. The dude fights off wolves.
I feel like I've seen the trailer, or
you've seen the trailer.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, you got homework. We're gonna do another podcast.
Louie and the Gray.
We're gonna do another podcast with Casey. She wants to be here for co-hosting reasons. You got homework before then. You got to watch The Gray. You got to watch The Gray, and there will be a quiz. There will be a test afterwards. Take notes.
I will download it. I will watch it.
Good.
I'll write it down in my notebook, my handy dandy notebook.
Steve, or what's the new guy's name?
Josh.
Josh. Steve and Josh. I love Josh. I try to get Steve on my podcast. He said no. He emailed me back. He's like, I can't. I'm like, it's fine. I feel it. I feel you.
When I started supervising, I even now I have a purple notebook, and I just buy purple notebooks and and I carry it around side to write my notes in and whatever. And we call it my handy dandy notebook. And if I leave it somewhere on site, like all the guys know, it's my handy dandy notebook.
You know, there's a fox that I was working the other day. Where was I? Shit, I don't remember where I was working, but there was a fox there, and he was running down the road, but it looked like he was limping. and something was wrong with his paw, and he like jumped up into the grass to grab a mouse or something like that. He saw it, and when he came out, he was still limping. And my coworker was also watching it, and over the radio, she's like, "There's a fox over there. It looks like he's limping. He's pretty hurt." And I came back. I'm like, he should have listened when someone told him not to swipe the shit. And then exactly, I'm like, he should have listened when people told him to stop swiping. And then everyone just kind of chuckled, and I moved on with my day. I was like, that was a good one. Good one.
You're like, that was a good dad joke. Yeah.
Yeah. No one else thought it was a dad joke. Everyone was laughing at me, not with me, but we're good. We're good here.
I limit some of the guys.
Oh shit. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Good. Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect timing. My soundboard just died. Which means my headset and everything died, this is not going to work right now. So, yeah. No, that's perfect. This has been a lot of fun, and thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And like I said, when I was getting into the blue collar ladies, I decided what to call you, the ladies of the blue collar world, or ladies of blue collar, or blue collar. I don't know. Whatever sounds cool, I guess. We'll think of something better over time. But as I was trying to get into it and thinking about it, I knew I had to have Mud Sloot on. And, I wanted to have you on way before, but, lining up mine, yours, Casey's schedules, it was just, it is what it is. But I knew at some point we were going to have you on, and we made it work. So.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It was fun, and there'll be another one, and I'm sure there'll be another one. And
amen to that. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit! Were we recording? I don't think we were recording this whole time. No, I'm joking. It says. I
was like,
we gotta redo everything word for word.
the shit's all over again.
We would have to.
Can't.
There was no way. Yeah. We'd have to redo that like verbatim. That was too perfect. Can you imagine?
Oh. Legs asleep.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on.
No,
appreciate it. And hey, Nicolette, you stay frosty.
There he goes. Stay muddy.
What are you using?
A 2-bite brownie.
Jealous. Peanut butter and jealous.
I'm set up with snacks right now.